to dismiss the request filed at that court by the former Chief Justice Gertrude Torkornoo for the court to aid her in halting the process to remove her from office. And what the court said, the reasons behind the dismissal of her application, will be going into all of that. We'll also be looking into the special prosecutor's explanation regarding why Ken Ofori-Atta, former finance minister, has been removed from the red alert of Interpol and what that means for the case. We'll be getting some legal understanding of these two cases. But let me tell you that we're privileged to have on the panel with us Madam Rodelyn Imorayana, our regular panelist, who is a public interest advocate. Ma'am, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us. Okay. Of course, we will also be joined by Nanaya Echampem Jantua, who is a presidential staffer. We'll be joined by Madam Susan Edramankwa, who's joining us very shortly, Hajia Gloria Menu of the United Party, as well as Mr. Kofi Bento, a lawyer, who will be joining us for a video call to delve into the legal implications of these issues, the dismissal of the case by ECOWAS court, as well as the special prosecutor and Ken Ofori-Atta and issues surrounding that. But let me bring you the video of the courts reading out the reasons behind the dismissal of Gertrude Torkornoo's case.
The court hereby declares that the application for revision of judgment number ECW/CCJ/JUD/44/23 delivered on the 24th of November 2023 is inadmissible. And for that reason, sitting in public, the court declares that it has jurisdiction to determine this case. However, declares the application is inadmissible.
Words of the judge there at the ECOWAS court. But of course, the state, as in Ghana, was represented by the Deputy Attorney General, Justice Remsai. And let me just bring you some of the things he told us as he posted on his social media. I said the ECOWAS court has this morning dismissed Mrs. Justice Gertrude Torkornoo's application for interim measures. The court stated that the application did not satisfy the criteria for a grant of interim measures. More particularly, the court held that the applicant's own conduct defeats her claim of imminent and irreparable harm. The court is therefore satisfied that the applicant has not demonstrated the existence of imminent or exceptional circumstance that will justify the urgency of the application filed almost 3 months after the act complained of. The Deputy Attorney General says, in the light of the applicant's failure to meet the requirement of urgency, that's quoting what the court said, the court finds no basis to assess the remaining criteria for provisional measures, same being cumulative. The request for provisional measures as outlined by the applicant, same, not substantiated, is therefore dismissed. So Justice Remsai there giving us details of what the court said, and like I did tell you, we'll be delving into that as well. But yes, let me perhaps get the preliminary thought of my panel members, and let me start with you, Madam Rodelyn Imorayana. I mean, you've been commenting on this case since it started. I remember when she filed at the ECOWAS court in July this year, your comment earlier, and now, months down the line, the ECOWAS court says, in summary, there's no merit in your case, and so we're dismissing that.
Good morning to our cherished viewers, and good morning to us beautiful women here.
Good morning.
I didn't expect anything different from what the ECOWAS court said, because even though I'm not a lawyer, nor a judge, I didn't think she had any case. I mean, once we are a sovereign state, once she had been given an opportunity to meet with a group that came out with a report that the president accepted and asked her to leave, I felt that that should have been the end of story. But it seems Madam Torkornoo was not happy with it. I hope that after this, she will take a bow she will accept her fate. And even though lawyers are telling us that it's one of the things that is to be expected, and that it would let us learn a few more stuff, about the judicial system and all that, I still believe that it is doing her more harm than good. Those who are encouraging her to continuously go to court, may be doing so with a view that maybe there are certain aspects of the law that they think we still need to know. But I think that it is not doing good for her as a person, because somehow it then comes out as if she's a bad loser. And that is not a good thing to have placed on you. So I think that the ECOWAS court has spoken the minds of many Ghanaians that there was really no reason for all this. But I do understand her. The only problem I have with this is that I know that Araba Torkornoo, I think she had accepted the fact that she was no longer CJ, but she felt that she needed to still be a Supreme Court judge. That is where
she requested for that later.
Okay. So now we know that there was no need for the minority to even ask that they stay activities in Parliament until this ECOWAS pronouncement comes and other court cases that she has filed.
They only felt that for fairness case, at least suspend the process.
Well, for fairness, that's what I'm saying. But the CJ was not one of her things. She just wants to be a Supreme Court judge. Yeah. And there was a difference between the CJ and the Supreme Court judge. So I'm just saying that now we know that there was no need for that. I have also said that I still think that being CJ, she cannot go back again to being a Supreme Court judge. So she just has to take it. I think we have gone round the circle so many times that it's now a broken record. Scratches everywhere. You continue to say the same things, and it's like the next day you have another issue coming up. And it's the same thing. I don't know when she thinks she's going to get a different answer. Now we are going for human rights.
Exactly, because the court still felt that what the human rights issues still fall within its jurisdiction.
Yeah, so the human rights. The first one. She claims that she was not given an opportunity to defend herself, or probably she didn't have the full details. Well, from where I sit, I've read over and over again, and it seems she did have that opportunity. And then also, she wanted us to have made it public, the hearing public. And our constitution says it should be held in camera. So that also, it was a no-no. Then the other one, she wanting to probably be taken back to the Supreme Court, and also to be given her entitlements. I also find that rather strange, because we all advised that the best she could have done for herself was to have resigned so that she could go for her entitlements maybe. And if for nothing at all, you would be a better person in the face of the new government.
In fact, that was a point you made earlier, that she should have resigned so she could have access to her entitlements.
To her entitlements, but she rejected it. And lawyers told us that it wasn't the right thing to do. She had to go the full haul. And she's practically going the full. I don't know whether she's going to go to ICC or where, I don't know. But as it stands now, I would want to hear what Mr. Bento has to say on this.
Indeed, and he's actually joined us on the phone, and so we're going to him now. Good morning to you, sir. Thank you very much for joining us on the program.
Good morning.
Mr. Bento, I'm sure you heard the preliminary thought of Madam Ayana there. Is this decision of the court really not a confirmation of what critics had earlier said, that perhaps Madam Torkornoo had no reason to go to as far as the ECOWAS court with that case?
No, it is not. I wish I had the benefit of the full judgment. That sometimes cases are dismissed on a technicality, not on merit. And in this particular case, there is a suggestion that it wasn't dealt with on its merit. There is a mention of the issue of time when it was filed, a couple of things which suggest to me that not everything regarding the merit was gone into. But that is also not even the matter. For some of us, we have consistently maintained that the important thing is to allow the justice system to conclude its work before you overreach it. The reason why that is important is this. Literally, if you go to court against your adversary, and your adversary, let's say, is the government, and they have some powers, and they overreach the court, even if they win, their win is tainted because win or lose, they took the steps they took without reference to the court. They did not respect the court. These fundamental things, some of which we call natural justice, okay, are crucial in a republic under law. All I have been saying is that to the extent that there are existing cases that have not been dealt with, the state must show that it has reference for the court system. When you overreach the court the way they did, you say, we don't care what happens with the courts. Whether it goes left or right, we are proceeding to do what we want to do. Now, that kind of attitude is wrong. And finally, let me tell you something. If you go through law school, some of the cases you study are these kinds of cases. When you hear about Ofori-Atta today, it has to do with the excesses of government, the overreach of government, bad judgment, bad reasoning, things that fly in the face of common sense sometimes. But then at the time, people with power pull through. So the fact that you won today does not mean potentially that you can do. I personally am still pained that all of this affects Justice Bakuboni's assent to the Supreme Court as a Chief Justice. But the truth of the matter is that if it was allowed to be exhausted, we will all be better off who has these comments. I assure you that this case will be studied by law students in future. And not every commentary about it will be favorable to the person who won.
Mr. Bento, I understand from your submission that you do not think the justice system in Ghana is fair enough.
I didn't say that. I'm part of that system.
But you're saying that already her basic or natural rights were breached when the state decided to go ahead with the case without respecting the court cases that were already pending.
Yes, I said if somebody has a case in court, then you choose to overreach the court, you will be breaching some of the person's rights. Yes. So that's what it is. But that does not mean the justice system in Ghana is not.
And still made a point that those with power are able to pull through. You don't think that's an indirect way of saying that the system favors those who are powerful and not necessarily fair?
When you talk about the system, you need to define it better. Those in power have overreached the legal system. I have said that, I repeat it. It does not mean the justice system is not good. Those in power tend to do these things. Litigants or parties in a court case usually will use whatever advantage is before them. That's why we have things like injunctions, etc. And in this case, the person who was involved is the government, and they can do certain things, and they proceeded to do it. The point that I'm trying to make is that there are two types of justice in every case: procedural justice and substantive justice. The process by which justice is delivered is as important as the justice that is delivered by itself. Which is why I said, if you do not respect the process, but you even win in the end, your win is tainted. And in certain cases, even if you are the guilty party, if the process is not going through, for instance, the natural justice rules, that guilt cannot be established, even beyond reasonable doubt. Okay, so I'm saying that, look, those of us who have the benefit of law, this is what we stand. And one day, this case will be studied. And not every pronouncement will be favorable to the person who won. So my call is that when we have these situations, let's let the justice system run its full course. That's it.
So that could be your understanding and perhaps conclusions on what happened in Ghana. But let's go to the ECOWAS court where Madam Torkornoo eventually went to. You're saying that listening perhaps and reading the bits about what the court said, you do not think that they might have necessarily dismissed the case based on merit. But if you look at a part of what the court said, it said that the applicant's own conduct defeats her claim of imminent and irreparable harm. You don't think that that also fits to the merit of the case, which is why they dismissed it?
What conduct were they referring to? Are you aware of the conduct they were referring to?
I think that we've been talking about it, the press conferences, all of those things, although I'm not in the mind of the court, and of course I'm still yet to have the full complement of the judgment. I don't think you're sure of the conduct they are talking about. Okay? So, like I said, if I read the full judgment, I'll get a sense of it. But I think, or I get the sense, or I get the impression that this was not ruled entirely on merit. That's the point I'm making. Now, if you can tell me the conduct they are talking about, then we can tell whether it was ruled on merit or not. But sometimes conduct action, even the time that you file, okay, can have an effect. And if it is ruled based on some of those things, then it's not ruled on merit. It is ruled because maybe there was some process error or whatever. You cannot also, Mr. Bento, you cannot also be fully sure that the conduct the court put in this judgment is because of time.
But that's the point I'm making. The point I'm making is that I am not sure whether it was ruled on merit or it was ruled on, just technicality. So, but for me, the outcome is not the issue. I've been saying that from the beginning. It's the procedural justice. The fact that when you're in court with somebody over something which is perishable over time, you don't go ahead and overreach the court by perishing it or killing it or spoiling it. We all have to respect the system, the process, whether you are the government or not.
And I'll come back to you, Mr. Bento, but we do have with us in studio as well, Madam Susan Aduamankwa. Let me get your preliminary thoughts.
Okay, so I'm not speaking as a lawyer. This is my lay view, or this is what I have heard in terms of asking. I believe that it's not ended yet.
Yes.
It's just that there are preliminary objections. Both sides have been dismissed. So the court is proceeding as norm. As it should. And from what I've heard, they've said that Ghana should start with its defense. So
because Ghana complained about the jurisdiction of the court, and the court dismissed that, and also upheld the human rights bits of Torkornoo.
So, this drama has not ended. It's still ongoing, and so till then, some of us, have our popcorn and we are watching and we are seeing what will happen. I think that, it's important that we some of these things are done sometimes. It provides an opportunity for us to learn lessons from it. I believe that law is always on precedents, on cases before, and they learn from it. And then that's how it grows, and that's how it's shaped so that society benefits from it. So for me, there must be said for the tenacity of the Chief Justice, the former Chief Justice, in the way she's going. I know that some people feel that, where does this end? And why doesn't she just give it up because she would lose anyway? But how do you know? We can't say that this is the end of the tunnel for her.
So you disagree with those who think that she should just throw in the towel and just let bygones be bygones?
But she knows best what is best for her. I think so. And nobody can decide her life for her. People have made their decision, have to move on. The government has made its decision to move on. We have a new CJ because he has no problems to do with this. He being appointed is totally separate from this. So it's okay for the government that they have moved on, even though some people feel that, well, there are implications for it. But the fact of the matter is, she's also entitled to, even if it is just maybe to clear her name or whatever it is, I think that she has the right to do what she's doing because it's not illegal either. So, for my mind, the drama continues, and hopefully we learn lessons from it. But I think that the justices should learn lessons from this, you know. As much as possible that when you reach that position, it is not all, you can't be totally neutral as a justice of the Supreme Court. No, I mean, there's nobody that is totally neutral, but you should be able to play the politics about in such a way that you appear and you are seemingly neutral, so that nobody can actually point fingers at you, so that the things that maybe deserve a slap in the wrist, on the wrist, for you, if you are seen to be partisan and you are seen to be unfair or you are seen to be biased, it will not be a slap on the wrist. You understand? And I think that we should, our justices and the justice system should learn this. So for me, the way it's going, I guess we are watching, aren't we? Because it's not over. It's not over. So we're still watching.
We're still watching. You keep saying that. And you even added your popcorn on standby. But do I, again, also hear you say that perhaps you think that this whole case, the political influence and interest has been very obvious, such that we've seen a display of partisan politics even from both sides?
Oh, yes, definitely. I mean, we can't say, you see, we are not saying that the government has done anything wrong. They haven't. They have also played by the book. You understand? They have gone by the rules, they have played by the book, and this is the outcome. So you can't also fault them there. But we all know the background noises, that or the background, or we know the, you know. So it's a lesson for all of us. It's especially if you find yourself in a place where you are supposed to be neutral. You understand? You should be able to mask whatever biases that you have and be fair and be neutral no matter what. So for me, hey, as for the political party being political, they're a political party, they have to be political. It doesn't matter. This is their role. This is what, and they can do it and they can say it. It is their right. You understand? To do politics, because that is what they are. And so they are being true to nature. So it's okay. You get it. But the government that has been fair in terms of playing by the rules. And no, I mean, yes, people would want to say whatever they want. But have they not played by the rules? They have. You understand? I mean, so you can't really force them. I mean, as for the issue about her husband was not allowed to sit there, I mean, it's we all can be uncomfortable in some situation, but is it the norm? Is it something that is expected? Is it those ones? You know. Hey.
Let me acknowledge the presence of Nana Ya Champion Jantua, presidential staffer. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for joining us.
Welcome. Thank you for having me.
And I also do have as well with us Hajia Gloria Hamenu, who is the National Women's Organizer for the United Party. Good morning as well to you. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning.
Yes. So, Nana, let me get your preliminary thought as well on the dismissal of the case of Gertrude Torkornoo by the ECOWAS court.
Good morning, and good morning to your viewers, and good morning to my sisters, my auntie and my sisters. Sorry for being late. Like some crazy traffic out there. I don't know where it's coming from. Why are we discussing this? A new Chief Justice has been, sworn in. He's gone through his investiture. Very beautiful ceremony. I do not think that we need to discuss this. But if you want us to discuss, you asked about the politics, and I'm asking, how should a person in a position of neutrality have politics around her. I was a bit surprised when I noticed that the MPP was up in arms, because she's not supposed to be one of them. She's supposed to be neutral, because like the CJ we have today is neutral. We've never seen him in any NDC activity. You've never seen him. He's neutral. But what was the politics? Because the MPP took it up and decided to, talk about it. Make all her lawyers were, the MPP, all her lawyers were MPP. And I was like, because for her as being the Chief Justice, she could have gotten any lawyer from anywhere. She had an array of lawyers to depend on. But was she then MPP for all that she was doing? Was she MPP? Because for me, it didn't make sense.
So you're claiming that the choice of her lawyers is indicative that she was indirectly MPP?
Yeah, I don't understand it. For me, I asked the question that if you say you are not political, why are all your lawyers MPP?
But you pick a lawyer you trust in, no?
So she trusted the lawyers in the MPP more than the lawyers who were out of the MPP. Then it means that is her fault. Because for lawyers in Ghana and good lawyers, we have a lot. Like Mrs. Marietta Brew, Opon, good morning, Auntie Marietta. Do you get me? She's one of the best. There are a lot of them. Osafo Boabeng. Kweku Osafo Boabeng is one of the best. There are lawyers around. So many of them. She could have even come for my big sister. She is older. Her peer, Mrs. Amajanto Abanfo, seasoned lawyer. So very neutral. So, but she herself politicized the matter. By the people that she never said the MPP should halt and let her fight her own battle. She never said that. She wanted to fight it to wherever she wanted to fight it to. Nobody would fault her for that. But she herself brought in the politics, because if I were in her shoes, I would have said, halt, let me fight my own battle, don't bring in your politics. But she enjoyed the charade of the politics around her. And she wanted to create the impression that she was going because of the politics, or because they think she's political. I thought she enjoyed the charade. There are issues in there. The court said that she didn't show the timelines. It didn't show that the issues were urgent. There was no urgency to it. Now they are going to look at the issues of human rights. And for me, nobody touched her, nobody beat her. And now she should be satisfied, or she should start accepting that she's gone.
But you remember what she came out with during her press conference? The search that she thought she was not supposed to be subjected to, the presence of her family denied, and all others. Even went to the bit about the Edu Lodge and the kind of memory that it brought to her and all of that. She thinks that all these things breached her human rights, which the court felt it was within its jurisdiction to look into.
Because she was not supposed to be searched. In Ghana, nobody is above the law. Why was she not supposed to be searched? If that the rules laid down at that place was that as you pass through this arena, you should be searched. It's a presidential lodge or something like that. Do you get me? They didn't want to take her to the court. If you go to the Supreme Court, you see the kind of activity around there. It will not be nice for everybody to see the former Chief Justice coming in and out. They were nice to her. Do you get me? They were very nice. They didn't take her to BNI for interrogation or take her to anywhere to see ID. They took her to a beautiful place for interrogation or for whatever it is. And you see, she was amongst her own peers.
Mm-hmm.
And she wasn't comfortable. So where would she be comfortable?
Let me ask you this, and I'll go to Hajia Gloria. Kofi Bento thinks that...
Where is he? Is he here?
He's on the phone. Yeah, okay. So hopefully he rejoins us again just to get his final thoughts on it. But he's basically saying that, I mean, the country perhaps wasn't fair to her because while she was in court, we still went ahead and continued with the process of installing a new Chief Justice as if there was nothing
the country
in court.
Kofi, please, I beg you, don't, this morning, I beg you. You are my brother, don't start. That the country should wait for her. When the process has ended and the conclusion has come in that this is it, she's gone, the president has assented, we should wait for her. The country should wait for until Esaba. Because of what? I mean, I don't understand it all. So we shouldn't have a Chief Justice, we should have an acting Chief Justice whose jurisdiction maybe cannot go beyond certain cases because the person is acting. Wait for until Esaba. I mean, how? I don't understand what Kofi is talking about. Maybe that's Kofi's client, so he has to get his fees. But seriously, this one, it is not tenable that the country is bigger than any human being therein. Do you get me? So as long as this country is bigger than any human being and more important than any human being therein, when it comes to Ghana, the country called Ghana and its people, they are more important than any one single human being.
Let me get your thoughts, Madam Hajia Amenu.
Yes. Greetings to everybody, especially Honorable Chief Alan Shemanting. Happy birthday to Honorable Hope Sinadoye. Hey. Today is his birthday.
Yeah, wow, happy birthday.
Adoye. Yes. Commander One, happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday.
Yes, so my comment on this issue is very, very, very simple. I think this issue, just like my mommy was saying, should be done with by now. And she should realize that it's all over. Somebody has been appointed and she's been replaced. Yes, it's her human rights. From the beginning, I gave her applause saying that she was very brave, fighting for her human rights, and we as women are supporting her. But yes, it's been done with. So I think she should allow bygones to be bygones and then move on. And there is more work to be done. Once there's someone who has been appointed, and we are all looking at our system, our judicial system in Ghana. We are looking up to the newly appointed, and he has served the country very well for so many years, 17 years. I think that President John Dramani Mahama has done so well.
Well, 17 years at the bar,
at the bar, yes.
At the Supreme Court, but more than that.
Yes, at the Supreme Court.
He's done his time.
Yes, it's now his time.
And he has been maltreated.
And he didn't go to human rights.
He didn't go to human rights.
If she can finish with the point,
And he
then I'll
says
come to you.
Nanaya wants to capture it. Okay.
No, sorry.
So he's really done well. And I think it's his time, 1 year to prove himself. And then 1 year that Ghanaians are all expecting him to deliver. We look at our judicial system going down. Ghanaians are losing hope in justice system nowadays. If you look at all the research that are coming up now, you realize that we are looking up to so many things. How can somebody be in Ghana here and will still maybe a goods, a phone, and will have so many years, whilst people at the higher tables are being given pardons here and there? So we are looking up to him doing greater things for us. I think our sisters should just drink water and rest for now, and we'll always acknowledge her in history. But the battle or the road has ended. From what we are all seeing, the road has ended for her.
But
so
the ECOWAS court is still waiting to look into the human rights issues that she submitted as well.
Yes, everybody has human rights. Everyone here has the right to a certain extent. So yes, she may be looking for her
$10 million or 10 million cedis.
It's not small money.
A number
so
of
yes,
cash. I mean, to the daughter, the husband.
Yes, so she
money
maybe
to them.
No, compensation.
Compensation.
Oh,
yes.
okay. I thought you meant
10
what?
million.
Okay.
No, yes, the compensation is maybe what
Is it
she's fighting
dollars or
for.
cedis?
What she asked for?
$10 million.
It was dollars.
Oh, I thought that our bank governor says we shouldn't say anything in dollars.
In dollars.
And she could
She prefers the dollars. That would make the money a little
Former
bit
CJ
small.
will count
If it's
dollars.
Ghana cedis, it will look huge. So she's fighting for that, maybe. So she has every right to go fight for. But in Ghana, we will not forget her. She's still in history. She'll be remembered. But at least she should allow things to slide. Since there is a new Chief Justice who has been appointed, and it's the end for her. So the back and forth, yes, we will look into it. Government has 30 days, Nanaya, more 30 days to come out, and then everything will be settled. So.
Gloria, we remember her for the law is the law with a squamish face. That one we'll always remember her with that squamish face. The law is the law.
Madam Susan Amankwa, perhaps I should get your final word on this, and even your expectations as the ECOWAS court considers the human rights issues before it.
I think that basically like all of us have said, for me, she has the right to do what she's doing. She's not breaking any laws, you know, and if she believes she, deserves compensation for some hurts that she's gone through, why not? Let her do it. You see, the sweetness of the pudding is in the eating. She feels it. She knows it. This is her the thing. We've moved on. We have a new Chief Justice. Nothing is going to change that. That is also an established fact. You understand? But she wants to do that. Whether it's a futile exercise or not, it will come to an end at some point in time. You understand? I think it will come to some end in some point in time. It can't go on ad infinitum. So, for me, hey, it's it doesn't. You see, like I said, when things like that happen, it's important for us to learn the lessons in it, and there are many lessons to be learned. So we take it and we learn the lessons. And for every, and I've said also again, especially in law, these things, you know, are opportunities for learning, especially for younger lawyers, etc., etc. So why not? If we are going to learn something from it, let it go on, or it is going on. And so let's make the best out of it in terms of learning things from it. Maybe not the way to go, you know. I'm a researcher. Sometimes you do something and you may not get the results you want, but it also shows you that this is not the way to go.
Indeed.
You know, and there are other ways to go. So, hey.
You're waiting for what is next.
We're waiting for what is next.
Madam Ayana.
Well, I think we'll be waiting. And, you know, talking about human rights, you know, the one question I would like to ask her, did Domin get human rights? Did he get any compensation? Domin stayed at home. You understand? And after he got the age of retirement, he was then told that he didn't err. You understand?
But the fact that somebody perhaps might not have enjoyed human rights doesn't mean that another person
so I'm only saying that
feels.
so we can all go for the human rights, but it's just that Domin felt that there was no need, and therefore he didn't.
That's why
you understand. That's why he's Domin. Yes.
And she says,
and then also talking about human rights, talking about all the issues, and you're talking about Edu Lodge and all that. Edu Lodge, from what we were told, was where her uncle was supposed to have been taken, blah, blah, which later on we found out was not even the real story. But then that also makes us ask questions. So is that why you were so hard on NDC? Later on, we all got to know. I didn't know that her uncle was even blah, blah, blah. You get what I'm saying? So there are so many things. If Madam Torkornoo wants the game to be that way, I think so many people also have questions that they can also ask her. But I think that they have also decided to keep quiet, you know, so that the country can move forward. And that's exactly what we expect, that she has been a mother of the judicial system, and it has worked. Somebody was jumped over for her to be Because at the end of the day, looking at the judicial service, she was not the oldest. But then people like the present Chief Justice was left, and she was appointed. But they didn't even go to court to talk about any human rights issues or the fact that they felt that they deserved it. It was the prerogative of the president, and the president made her Chief Justice. The same way, somebody else has been given that opportunity. What was done to you and you took in, somebody else has also gotten that favor. So allow for things to rule and let everybody just lie low. That's all there is. That's all we are asking. We want to be able to say that this is our ex or our former Chief Justice. You understand? She left and there was no drama. But with all this drama going on, you go to the market now and they are like, oh, Etowo, we are tired of her. Let's not get there. That's all we are saying. And as usual, Benson will come and say, I'm talking out of emotions. But emotions come into...
He hasn't said that today. He hasn't said that today. He said that the first time. You can't come and say that. He hasn't said that today. But he said that the last time.
He told me
and we dealt with it.
That's what he said.
He hasn't said that.
With it.
And he's actually here to rejoin us on the line again.
Yes, he should. So I'm just saying that I'm not talking out of emotions. I'm just saying that this is what is expected of a matured woman who has held this country together, you know, through the judicial system. We want to see her go, and we want to be able to see her with that respect and dignity and all that goes with it. But you know, this whole hula baloo of going, coming, at the end of the day, if you don't get it, what next?
But the ECOWAS court is still upholding the bit about human rights. What are your expectations?
Yeah, I think that one is also going to be thrown out.
You think it will be thrown out?
Because I don't think that her human rights has been violated. What's the violation in this? Is it the fact that her husband could not go in there, or the fact that she was searched? That's what we're saying. Every Ghanaian is searched. And then the Constitution says just camera. They didn't say that your husband and everybody we should have it public. You understand? So all these things, what's the violation? And is it that she feels that she was unfairly treated to have been kicked out, and maybe she didn't get a fair hearing or whatever? I don't think that the fair hearing had to do with the Chief Justice. That one she has accepted, that she's gone. So it's finished.
It's finished. Nanaya Jantua.
What is this human rights thing? Did anybody touch her? Did anybody insult her? Abuse, verbal, physical? Did anybody say that she's not worthy of anything? I mean, being searched, then it means that every Ghanaian who has has flown out of this country using an airline, their human rights has been breached. Because when you go to the airport, you are searched. And sometimes I feel uncomfortable that women are touching me. Do you get me? I tell them they should bring a man because of everything that is going on in this world. But a woman will be touching you. Is that a violation of human rights? It's not.
Let me get your preliminary thought on the special prosecutor and the fact that we're told that Ken Ofori-Atta has now been...
Who is that?
Special prosecutor in Ken Ofori-Atta. Yesterday, we had the information that Ken Ofori-Atta has been removed from the red alert.
The red alert, yeah.
And the special prosecutor came back explaining to us that it is not because the case is over, but Ken Ofori-Atta apparently had written to the Interpol asking it to remove him from that red alert, and the state responded, and eventually there was another response again the state is supposed to respond to. Let me just read that statement issued by the special prosecutor before I even get your thoughts on it. It says that in October 2025, the Commission for the Control of Interpol's Files notified Ghanaian authorities that accused Kenneth Nanayao Ofori-Atta had applied for the removal of his name from Interpol's red notice. The Commission requested Ghana's response to Mr. Ofori-Atta's application. Ghana's response was duly submitted on 22nd October 2025. The statement went on to say that by communication dated 7 November 2025, the Commission for the Control of Interpol's Files notified Ghanaian authorities that accused Kenneth Nanayao Ofori-Atta had filed additional argument in an addendum, and the Commission requested Ghanaian authorities to file their response to Mr. Ofori-Atta's additional argument by 21 November 2025. The proceedings are still pending, and the Commission for the Control of Interpol's Files is still studying the case During the pendency of the proceedings, the applicant's name, image and details are often redacted from public view until a final determination is made. The public is urged to disregard all publications to the contrary as born of mischief and misinformation. And last night, I went through the Interpol's Red Alert page, passed through all the stages and realized that Mr. Ofori-Atta is indeed not on it, his image and information about him as well. Nanaya, what's your thought?
Well, how can I have thoughts? Me, I'm confused.
Wow.
Is Kenny Ofori-Atta guilty or not guilty of whatever he has been accused of? Why this today that there's so much drama going on concerning Kenny Ofori-Atta's status as a suspect involved in a crime? The suspect, it has not been said in court that he has done it. He's suspected to do it. Why are we going through all this drama? Why can't we get to a certain conclusion? How does Interpol come into that for him to be extradited? And I am surprised that I don't know how the rules work in America, but with all these people who are criminals around the world, you can just apply that your name should be removed and they will remove it. Is that what it is? When you read, is that what it is? Well, on the red alert that you can write.
Yes, he applied.
So
and I believe Interpol
without evidence
saw reason in whatever he submitted, which was why the country was asked to respond. And we already gave our initial response. The second one expected to be on 21st of November, which I think is tomorrow.
I am saying that if Interpol, the laws of America are different from the laws of Ghana, right? Interpol is America. Or is somewhere
it's
else?
an international agency all around the world.
So it is where? So it is the American one we are dealing with because he's in the US, right? Where is he now?
Yes.
We don't know.
He's in the US.
He's in America.
So how can an Interpol, international police or whatever, how can they say that a country which has sovereignty has put the name of somebody on your list, and because that one individual applies to you that those charges are untrue, so remove my name, remove whatever. I don't know how it works.
So let me read what Interpol has posted on its website to you. It says, and that's on Red Alert.
Yes.
It's a red notice. It says a red notice is a request to law enforcement nationwide to locate and provisionally arrest a person pending extradition. Yeah. Surrender or similar legal action. A red notice is not an international arrest warrant. It says the individuals are wanted by the requesting member country,
yes.
in this case Ghana,
yes.
or international tribunal.
Yes.
Member countries apply their own laws in deciding whether to arrest a person.
Yes.
The majority of red notices are restricted to law enforcement use only. And it says extracts of red notices are published at the request of a member country concerned, and where the public's help may be. It says extracts of red notices are published at the request of the member country concerned, and where the public's help may be needed to locate an individual, or if the individual may pose a threat to public safety. And in this case, per what I read earlier to you, the special prosecutor is claiming that Ken Ofori-Atta wrote to Interpol and said that my name should be removed. We're yet to get the details or the content of the letter or the request he gave Interpol, which is why his name has been removed.
You see, my point is, you see, what you have read to us, it means that Interpol deals with nations. They don't deal with individuals. Do you get me? So if a nation, a country, in this case Ghana, has written to them that we need this person to be extradited, and the name of this person is on their red notice, how can that individual who is a suspect take himself to Interpol and say that I am innocent based on ABCD?
No, but the special prosecutor said it is only his name and details that have been removed. But it doesn't mean that Interpol is still not looking into it, because this is a back and forth. The state has responded. The state is expected to respond again.
My dear, there is a lady called, is this Sedinam? No, Sedinam, Maslock.
Maslow, yes. We've heard the AG say that the government wants her extradited, to be jailed in Ghana.
Atieno, do you get me? Good. She wasn't around. And she was tried in absentia. She was convicted in absentia. She was sentenced in absentia. What is preventing, is it POP? What is her name?
Special Prosecutor
OSP to start trying Ken Ofori-Atta in absentia? Why this backwards, forwards? Do you get me? For me, the little that I know, Interpol, they deal with nations. And how can somebody who is a suspect carry himself to the Interpol and say that I am innocent? Whether his name is there, whether his feet is there, whatever it is, we said we want him. And this person has been able to take himself, whether by writing, because when you write, you put an address there. So the Interpol should let us know where Ken is in this whole world. What address did he use? Because we don't know where Ken is. He's gone a wall. We don't know where he is. So you see, this will be a good source for OSP. That Ken wrote to them, and he put an address there. He put a telephone number, so he should bring it. So if Interpol cannot extradite him, we will use that address to bring him home. We'll go and locate him in wherever he is.
The special prosecutor held a press conference recently.
He likes holding press conferences too much. Every day he's doing press. We don't want press conference. We want him to act. The talking has become too much.
So you asked a question about extradition, and
yes,
you gave recent information that the special prosecutor, the office was already collaborating with authorities in the U.S.
Who are the authorities? You see, when you see you have a criminal, the U.S., they don't like criminals, especially Trump. Even those who have green cards and they have a little criminal record on their books, he is trying to get them out. So now you have a criminal in his country, and the authorities are unable to bring home that criminal. How? You are saying your country, you say that this person is a criminal, we want him home to prosecute him. And he's always collaborating with OSP is always collaborating with somebody. We want action. Enough, for we of the grassroots, we want action. We want to see him, the cases that he has touched, we want to see him prosecute. And your press conference, we don't want press conference anymore.
Madam Susan Amankwa, your thoughts?
Well,
I haven't finished. You just
you haven't finished. Please go ahead.
Me, I'm talking and you have to cut me.
Please
Well, you
land.
don't like what I'm saying.
No, please
It
land.
looked like you had almost, that's why.
I thought you paused. Please land.
I paused. Okay, go on.
No.
Today you don't want me to talk. When I talk, you cut me. I like you, that's why I'm quiet.
No, please, I thought you were done. So please finish, finish on your
But
thoughts.
sometimes when you talk, you pause.
Please finish on your
It's
thoughts.
okay, my thoughts are gone. Continue. Because you made Susan speak, I've been watching you. Susan will speak. No, yes, but when I came, Susan speaker, I'm telling you.
Okay,
I'm coming to time everybody.
Are your thoughts back? Are your thoughts back?
They are gone, you continue.
Okay, please, Madam Susan Amankwa, I'll come back to you.
I mean, I actually agree with you. The OSP is doing too much drama. I mean, get on with it. But the thing is, Ken should do the honorable thing and calm down. Look, I mean, innocent people don't behave the way he's behaving.
He's a criminal.
He's a criminal. I mean, if you believe that whatever you have done is above board, come and subject yourself to the system and to the rule of law, and let's see, and come out whiter than the shirts you wear. You understand? I mean, this thing that is going on about his health, and I mean, really, if he wanted to, he would be here to do that. It's not as if, yes, our health system is suspect, but I'm sure that the ways and means of, assisting him and supporting him.
But Salome was sick and he was jailed.
So to be here and
for being sick, Salome, he was sick and he was jailed and eventually he died.
But you see,
Chachuchi Kata was sick. He had asthma. He couldn't breathe. They brought him to a cardio here. he was taken back to Nsawam. So being sick does not absolve him from prosecution.
No, I mean, we
know the
understand
people
that,
who were sick who were
you know,
put in
because
Nsawam.
he said, I'm doing a procedure, he's done with the
And his
procedure.
lawyers told us that, in fact, they had told the special prosecutor that he could be available virtually.
Well, so he should make himself available virtually.
Why doesn't he come to Ghana?
If that is possible. But, you know, the OSP and the AG don't seem to be aligned properly.
I don't understand.
And that doesn't help us so much, you know. We would like to see them, you know, aligned on them. We know, yes, they said, Sedenham was tried in absentia. Let's get on with it. Let's do that. These days, you don't need to have the person physically to be present to do certain things. So if the man is going to do dodgy, but he's willing to do it virtually, then let's get it done. Look, the thing is that
Why is he
I
running
mean, accountability is important for public officials, and we must see the process through. You understand? Because it only gives vim and life to other public officials who may just willingly do the wrong thing by us. You understand? So, I mean, we should proceed. It's taking too long. They've done 78 counts. I wish him good luck with the 78.
Yes.
The 78 counts. For me, 78 counts. That means he must. The OSP must prove every single count.
Yes.
Why? Your man can be jailed on 2 or 3. I mean, from my mind, from the top of my mind, we didn't like some of the things he did. And we can even jail him for it. But hey, I'm not a lawyer. I'm just an ordinary person on the streets. But I think that the OSP is giving himself too huge a task. You understand? If the man is guilty, I think that it can all be condensed to a few, you know, a few that you are so sure that this one, beyond reasonable doubt, the man will account for his sins against the country. You understand? And let's move on with this, because we want to see accountability, and we want to see public officials who take us for granted punished. You understand? So it should be a deterrent to other people. So the OSP should move on.
He should move on. Haja Gloria.
Yes, so on this issue, very, very serious, because somebody who has 78 cases, account is being pampered. That's what I see.
You think he's being pampered?
He's being pampered, over-pampered, because it's long overdue. Somebody who has so many charges has been able to write to the Interpol, just like Nanaya is saying, has addressed the Interpol to remove his name, and we are here as Ghanaians. MPP people should also call on him to come back, because it's their integrity and credibility which is at stake now. If they can organize press conferences for so many issues which are not so relevant, and their own child is being charged for 78 cases, they should call him to come back so that they clear the issue. They clear their names as MPP people, because he was part of them. He was part of their government. So if we are all here and we are pampering him, he's not feeling well, he's doing this, he's not fine, he's on medication, when all these cases is lying there waiting, and he was even allowed to go. He came back. We thought the issue was going to be dealt with. Immediately, he was everywhere, trending on social media, and he was back. He looked very fine. And we all knew that. How did he manage to go back without our knowledge? Nobody...
There were no charges. There were no charges at that time. The time that he went, there were no charges.
No, the charges came out.
The charges came so he could have gone.
Yes.
Why they couldn't have kept
But
him
you're
here?
saying the MPP should call him to order. We've heard a member of parliament from Asia South, Nana Jeba, for actually questioning the legal grounds upon which the court issued an arrest for Ofori-Atta.
Yes, so I expect more from the MPP. As a whole MPP political party should call him, because it's their own integrity at stake. 78 counts with all these things that are happening. They should let him come back. If they call him to come, if Nanado calls Ken Pacho Branabe clear with him. Come and let's clear your name and be free. Our party will be free. He will come.
He will come.
His father will call him. He will come. Because we really need this to be dealt with. And we see that, I foresee it from where I'm sitting, that it's being too over-pampered. If somebody steals a phone and has so many criminal charges against that person, in Ghana here, nobody will grant him bail.
Nobody will grant. Let me get your thought as well. Or you want to, please land.
No, it's okay.
You see you. Same.
Please, let me get, we are running out of time.
When the energy is there, you cut the person.
We're running out of time, forgive me. Let me get Madam Ayana's thought on this one.
I just want to appeal to Accra and Ofori-Atta. Accra, we are not cowards, so wherever you are, you better come back and answer the questions.
You are one of them.
Yes, I'm an Accra.
I never knew.
You better come back. Come and remove this sting that you've put on us. As if we are cowards or we are corrupt people. We are not. Please come back. But let's look at the special prosecutor. You know, I was just telling Susan, even though we were not in power at that time, I mean, like, they were not in power, the NDC was hanging on. As special prosecutor, he knew what was happening in this country. He must have been taking notes as to what was happening in this country, so that you know the criminals that are here, whatever information that was coming, he should have known. So, on your list, you didn't have Ofori-Atta there. On his list, or he didn't make any lists. As special prosecutor, somebody who's supposed to be out there looking for corrupt officials. And we had been talking, oh, Ofori-Atta is corrupt, Ofori-Atta has done this. So he didn't even put his name anywhere to the extent that he would be looking out for him. But he did. He was looking out for him from the information we are having now. Because we are told by him that when he got to BNI, is it BNI?
NIB.
Nobody was willing to help him, which means that he took some notes.
He made an attempt.
He made an attempt. So all I'm trying to say is that he knew that this person was a wanted person, but why did he let him go? Why didn't he tell us Ghanaians that the person I'm looking for, he's going, oh.
So you think that he should be blamed for the absence of Ofori-Atta?
Yes, we should blame him.
But he was even defending
He should have told us.
In the beginning.
You know, if he had told us, we would have massed up at the airport to wait for him to come.
Yes.
You understand? Yeah. But he didn't tell us. You understand what I'm saying? So all I'm trying to say is that this special prosecutor is not a serious one.
He's not serious?
No, he's not serious. He's not.
So all the things he's been saying, we've charged these people
2021. Special prosecutor. How many people has he prosecuted and jailed? How many? Tell me. How much money haven't we spent on him? What have we gotten out of his office? That's all that we are asking. I mean, at the moment, Ghanaians are mad. We are crazy.
You want justice?
We are angry. Because we cannot spend this kind of money, and at the end of the day, not even one person has been sent to jail. Not even one person can we see has had a case that has gone to the end. Why?
Why, you ask? But let me read some messages from Simon Yen Was. It says, Beatrice, on Torkornoo's ECOWAS court ruling, I just wish to plead with my mother, Torkornoo, to let sleeping dogs lie and stay as much as possible out of the media under the current circumstances. As for Kofi Bento, his argument cannot hold water, so the country should continue to do with an acting CJ simply because someone is adjudicating a case in court. Big no, Mr. Bento. My second appeal is to His Excellency the President John Dramani Mahama, whose kindness cannot be disputed at all. He should temper justice with mercy. Mr. President should please ignore the people behind pushing the former CJ and sinking her deeper and deeper. Your Excellency, kindly consider Mother Torkornoo for her retirement benefits, please. That's from Simon Yen. And a number of you...
Simon, she
didn't
retire.
She didn't retire. And she opted to not
to retire. So she has no retirement benefit.
He's just pleading.
No, but you can't. That's against the law.
Stop that thing.
No, it's against the law. It's against the law. Because she didn't retire.
We should stop that thing.
And let me just read.
Where does it end? So I do something and my office sacks me, and then somebody goes to plead and says that, oh, because
there is a Booker John. He says Nanaya is the only one more clear with her submission, broken down in simple terms. What do you mean? Okay, a lot more of you sending us your messages. I'm sorry we're unable to read all of them,
but special prosecutor must be up and doing. We want to see action with this
up and doing. Well,